Terrific's number 16, with Luen Yang rating, Steven Segovia on the art. Matt, did you read this?
I did. I got through it.
You got
Just
to
enough time.
got caught up.
I
Excellent.
got caught up over the week.
Good
But yeah,
news. Good
no,
news.
Yang. Oh man, I miss Justice League of China. The team dynamic is there. He
Oh
automatically
yeah.
has it. It doesn't miss a beat. But on this one, I love how he's dealing with Plastic Man as this lapsed Catholic that has all this guilt about being a lapsed Catholic.
Mm.
So it just that cracks me up because he's like the key in this going forward. Even though you could have just done it with Mrs. Terrific, right? Because we know of her stance on religion versus Mr. Terrific. But no, it's coming from an unlikely source.
Yeah,
So
this issue has them still inside this sort of training program gone awry in the Stag building, and
yep,
people have got health bars above their heads. In fact, eventually they do, because just
yep,
when it seems like they've suffered through the initial thing with
well, there are only 4 plagues through the
with the
10,
gnats,
and
that's the one they're dealing with at the start.
it was
Uh,
yep,
Basically, it rewrites itself, and all of a sudden they're in like a fantasy
yep,
setting, and it's like the start of an RPG where they meet these two flies who sell
right,
them, or try to sell them armor and weapons. So they get these
right.
like almost like digital like helmets and shields and swords and hammers and axes and all that kind of stuff. But then they don't want to pay because we didn't ask for these, so the
Right.
flies fight them, and and Mr. Terrific actually, I mean, not
Dies.
doesn't really die, but dies in
No,
the video
in
game,
the
as it were.
simulation.
Yeah,
Yep.
and he sees what basically the game's version of God is, which is this entity,
Yep.
this orb thing, and he comes back because they actually buy an extra life for him. So, so
Which which then makes them thieves because they don't intend to actually give them. Well, it was not that they give them one of the cubes, but that's all the flies wanted because they want a Wi-Fi connection. So then, whatever this orb entity is, can spread throughout the
I'm just
internet.
gonna call it Skynet. It's basically Skynet.
Yeah, it is Skynet, and so it wants to go throughout. And when they try to take it back, that's when the problems come through now because um, it goes to spread out and take over the city, but once they get the T cube back, it redoes it, right? So it traps them back in there. But Plastic Man's son and Element Dog show back up, and they look like they're going to be a factor.
Yes. Both Metamorpho and Element Dog though get mouths that start speaking
Yeah,
on their chests. Worth mentioning that. Also worth mentioning some fun moments early on with Plastic Man. Truck Plas or whatever he calls himself. He basically becomes
yeah,
a big semi.
big rig.
Yeah, a big rig. Uh, Drives them all to safety at the start of the issue. I thought that was pretty fun. I also, when they were dealing with
Yep.
the flies, he turns into a giant fly swatter as well, which I
Yeah.
also
Get away. And there's a fun little seed there where they talk about when flies land on you they poop, right?
hmm.
And Miss Terrific goes, actually no, they vomit. And he's like, that doesn't make it any better. And then so when Mr. Terrific gets hit, it's fly vomit that is what's doing it. So it was almost and Yang gets the team dynamic so well
It
here.
really does. Because all the there's at one point like Linya has to like get the T sphere up to the thing to like destroy the gnats, and she does, and there's like a high five moment with Plastic Man after it.
Yeah,
It's a really sweet little moment.
yeah.
It just does
And
that.
there's a little bit of something going on between Linya and Plastic Man's son because
Yeah,
he brings that up.
yeah, but he points out that it's not like because the dog basically implies that it's like oh, she's into you, and he's like, nah, a girl has
Yeah,
been into me before. I know what that looks like. This is
yeah.
something different. This is something
Like
else.
she's seen me before somewhere
Yeah,
else, kind of vibe. But I like that. I like that he's become more of a factor in here. Like he just didn't just go away.
yeah.
Same with Element Dog. I'm glad they showed back up. But yeah, um, and we get the Herald shows back up, and it to take them to who's really pulling these strings, right? And it turns out to be King Stag.
Yes, which, given that we're seeing the real Stag outside with his daughter being angry that everything's going on,
No,
I'm sure this is
yeah,
just a digital version of Stag.
yep.
Maybe his ego
Which,
got so big that he created an AI that's based on him, and this is what's
yep,
happening.
right. Oh, and it fits into the line of the dungeon crawl game, right? That they have to face the king at the end.
Mm.
So, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm glad I got caught up.
They've got some more plagues to go though. They're not done with the
They do.
plagues.
They're not even half done yet. Well, because they asked what the fifth one is. It was diseased livestock. So like,
Yes.
oh boy, can't wait to see what this is. So, and when you get to the 10th, that's the worst one, right? That's the firstborn. You know, the death of the firstborns.
Is that how Plastic Man's son comes into it?
I hope not, 'cause that'd be terrible.
That would be really dark, actually.
It would be.
Yeah. No, book's super fun. It typically always is. You know, I love that they've kept Mrs. Terrific around. They've kept Plastic Man's son. I like that the cast has expanded.
Yep.
But the core banter's still there. So no, good stuff. What are you giving it, Matt?
I'm gonna give it an 8.
Yeah. So 8 out of 10. I'll agree with that.